Hello and welcome to Fashion Report Friday, the weekly video series trying to get you the most MGP humanly possible from the Fashion Report minigame located within the Mandeville Gold Saucer every week on a Friday when judging begins. This is week 240 and this time around the theme is, as you can see, Deepforest Magician. With this particular clue, we have individual clues for each of the pieces: Face of the Forest for our helm, I Believe in Magic for our gloves, Flutterby for our legs, and Wind in the Willows for our bracelet slot. In this particular video, we'll have a 100 score, an 80 with dies, and the easiest 80 possible. So without further ado, let's hop straight into that 100 score. Alrighty then, for a 100 score, as you can see, I went for the Ash Mask for our helm. This is an item you can get from low-level city-state armor vendors. We'll have a look at that in just a second, but of course it's equipable by all classes, all jobs in the game level 16 and above, and this is where you get that. Obviously you need to be level 16 on any class in the game. Come over to a low-level city-state armor vendor, such as this one, which is called Gwalter in the Sapphire Avenue Exchange in Uldar, and you want to click on Disciple of Magic, and then levels 10 to 19, and then the Ash Mask at the top there, the 308 gil, is usable by every class in the game, every job, level 16 and above. Nice and easy. So of course that's a really good option. Of course there are different types of masks that would work, such as the Manoa masks and Ash, you know, the Lapis Lazuli masks, and there's probably many others, but this is probably the best one in terms of just saving time, because it's just vendor purchased, level 16 and above. Not bad. For the gloves then, I went for the Archaeoskin Gloves of Healing. This is where those are from. Alright, when it comes to actually getting yourself the Archaeoskin gloves, either that of healing, casting, or aiming, those three will work. Come over to Foundation in the Pillars of Ishgard, go to the Jeweled Grosier, go down to Norlays, and we're looking for a level 50 piece of gear, so I'm going to click on Disciple of Magic here, personally. I'm going to click on the level 50 tab, and we should see on here the Archaeoskin Gloves of Healing as well as Casting. Both of these will work. Like I say, I think the aiming ones will work as well, but I haven't looked beyond that today. And like I just said there, you can go for the Archaeoskin Gloves of Aiming and Casting as well. Those should also work for gold rating this week. For the legs then, I went for the brand new waist wraps. Now, there's a reason I went for these, and it's because not everybody would have access to the other alternatives that we'll get to in a moment, but you can get these by simply doing the Hall of a Novice. And as I say, the obviously the whatever legs those are from the Hall of a Novice will work for whatever role you're going for. That does of course lock you into Disciples of Magic and War and things like that. And if you have no time for that, then there's actually a way of getting gold rating just by being a Makote, and that's to use the Makote loincloth. That's actually one of the best items, but of course you'd have to be a Makote and I believe female to actually use that. Other alternatives that do work include the Spring Skirt, which is actually from Fashion Report, from Kasumi, the vendor next to where I am right now, and I believe the Fuga Hakama will also work as well. So bear that in mind, but yeah, if you're a Makote, that might be the easier option. If not, then obviously there is the Hall of a Novice stuff as well, which is level 15 for your corresponding thing. And usually it's like the third mission in. It varies, but I think like for the healer one, it's the third mission. And then finally for the bracelet slot, I went for the Mithrite Bangle of Healing. Any Mithrite Bangle will work, and these are level 50 required. You can actually go and get these from Ishgard at the Pillars of Ishgard in the Jeweled Grosier. To get yourself a Mithrite Bangle then of your chosen profession, your chosen job, simply come back to the Jeweled Grosier in the Pillars of Ishgard in Foundation and talk to Seghui, Independent Jewel Crafter, and click on the Battlecraft accessories. On here you will find all of the Mithrite Bangles you could possibly ever want to have, and just simply choose the one that you would like to get. I'm going to go for the healing one because obviously locked behind Disciples of War and Magic, apparently level 50. So I guess you could choose any of these. but I'm just going to choose that one because, but yeah, any of these will work for gold rating this week. So just take your pick. And there we go. That was our 100 score. It's not particularly bad, honestly. There are a few things that are obviously going to be easier for some people than others, including the fact that Makote can use their own starting legs if they wish to. But yeah, I think we've given enough alternatives there to make that work for a 100. Of course, this might not be everyone's cup of tea, and some parts of this, especially the gloves, are locked behind level 50. So let's move on to an 80 with dyes. Alrighty, for the 80 with dyes then, as you can see, any weapon in the game is dyed charcoal grey, any helm in the game is soot black, as well as any chest in the game being soot black dye, any hands in the game Calibri pink, any legs that you can get Gobby Bag brown, and finally any feet in the game honey yellow. Make sure you have something equipped in every single slot, including your right side as well as left side, and have those particular dyes, and you're guaranteed an 80 at least. We got 82 because we had something equipped in our bracelet slot. We get extra points. So yeah, 82, not bad, honestly. Some of those dyes obviously a lot easier to get than a lot of other weeks. I think the most expensive one there is probably Calibri pink. Yeah, that's a pretty easy 80 with just the dyes. But let's move on to the easiest 80 we can physically create this week with a combination of what we've learned. So obviously when it comes to an easiest way of doing something, there's obviously going to be multiple easy ways of doing something. As you can see, we've just simply dyed any helm in the game soot black and any chest in the game soot black. I mean, that was the given to learn from the dye options, that those are the best in-slot dyes this week, which is really nice. And then basically what we've combined with is the brand new waist wrap here, which is the one I got from the Hall of the Novice. Another option to actually get an 80 score this week would be to actually just have the ash mask but dyed soot black, and then any chest in the game dyed soot black. That should give you enough score as well. So it's really going to come down to what you want to do. I mean, you could have soot black dye on your helm and chest, and then have the Makote loincloth, for example, as well. Basically, just mixing and matching of the things we've learned from the others will do you the best service. But really, the best options are definitely those two dyes, and then one of the items that you have access to from the 80, and 80 with dyes, and obviously the 100 score earlier in the video. But yeah, honestly, I think that that was quite successful this week. That's really quite simple. There's very little effort to really be needed for a lot of the options there. Yeah, really good week, honestly. Maximize your MGP, put your FC buffs on, put your personal buffs on. Be sure to check out the description of this video for a link to the Reddit thread where this is theorized each and every week. Of course, give that an upvote if you like what they're doing over there. And for more 6.2, obviously, videos coming out, be sure to check out the rest of the channel and sub if you like what you see. Much love. Enjoy the rest of your day. Happy Friday. We all need it. It's been a long one. Have a good one, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.